Summa was possibly the most important of all the sectors on this front. Summa was the key to the so-called Viipuri gateway, which leads to the Finnish city of Viipuri, which in turn leads to the capital of Helsinki. Summa's fall would mean the Soviets could advance to this Finnish city and thrust deep inside of Finland. This area was attacked by the Soviets on December 17th, starting with massive artillery strikes. The Soviets then committed 120,000 men and at least 2 tank brigades on the Summa attacks. The fighting here was heavy and waged on till the night of the December 20th. If this battle plays out historically, then the 5th Finnish Division will hold. The Soviets will have lost at least 50 tanks and thousands of men. This battle is called the Miracle of Summa, as it was a battle the Finns should not have won. Hey, what's up guys, Diplex here again, welcome back to Gates of Hell and another historical battle. Today we're about to enjoy the first or second battle of the Mannerheim line during the Finnish Winter War between Finland and the Soviet Union. So this is either taking place in the end of 1939 in December or in the beginning of 1940 in February. The two battles were not far apart. The Soviets did eventually win, eventually also ending the Winter War. I plan on using this Talvisota DLC with all of its assets and maps and, combine it and match it to some of the historical battles, part of the continuation war, where the Finns later invaded and took back old Finnish territory and even pushed into the Soviet Union during the peace talks of 1944. However, these territories were returned to the post-Winter War border situation, perhaps with a few differences there as well. I'm very excited to bring you this battle today, and I'm very excited to be playing this DLC here on the channel. Haven't done so previously. If you guys want to see more of those introductions where I do some historical talk and some cool cinematics, be sure to leave a like and comment down below, and I will do so. I am thoroughly excited to bring you this battle today. It's going to be a long one, it's going to be a real meat grinder, and as I said, this will either be the first or second battle, and I'm turning into Kermit, of the Mannerheim line. Before we get started with today's battle, we're going to take a look at the Finnish defenses here in the Mannerheim line, consisting of infantry, machine gun emplacements, bunkers, a variety of AT guns, mortars, howitzers, minefields, tank obstacles, and a lot of barbed wire. This was a tough line to crack. The Russians, or the Soviets rather, did sort of punch through, but it was in a swampy area that wasn't as defended. They found a bit of a gap in the line, one could say. Only tanks made it through, lacking artillery and infantry support and coordination. They ended up being destroyed later on, which more or less ended the first battle of this Mannerheim line, which lasted for about a week. The infantry there simply let the tanks pass them because they lacked sufficient AT weaponry. In World War II, it actually took a few years of fighting until more portable AT systems, which sounds very modern, but like the Panzerfaust and whatnot was given out to infantry units. They relied more on AT cannons and stuff earlier on. But here we go. We've got the K-32. We've got the K-36. The K-36 is a heavier gun. It's a 76 mil. We're going to see a few of those. The smaller K-32s are closer to the trench lines. It was nicknamed the Rat's Tail because of its big barrel. We've got some heavier howitzers in the rear. We're going to move along here. You can pretty much spot all the foxholes and everything. Of course, we've got the infamous Lahti 20mm anti-tank rifle, which was commonly used by the Finns. Here in the center is a command bunker with machine gunners and whatnot. It's in a bit of a blind spot here, so the Soviets will likely reach the center of the line first. But there's a secondary line of the foxholes and infantry further back with a lot of supporting machine gunners to try and, potentially stop any Soviet incursions into the main line. And here on the Finnish left flank, the Soviet right flank, there's another big emplacement, another big bunker with machine gunners and accompanying AT weapons and mortars and stuff. So it's packed full of trenches, foxholes, mortars, machine guns, bunkers, riflemen, all kinds. It is going to be crazy. Before we get started, let's get a nice overview of the battlefield where we can watch the first minutes of the action unfold. Speaking of numbers, I'd say the Finns today number roughly 200, so about 2 companies. The attacking Soviets are looking to deploy about 1,000 men and several companies of tanks. So speaking of military logic and law, the 3-to-1 ratio when attacking is definitely fulfilled, but the the defenses in this particular situation are quite heavy. So the 3-1 would probably not suffice today if the Soviets were to expect a victory. So it's an open-ender. I won't spoil who wins in the title, if it's the first or second. I won't mention that at all. We'll simply have to find out as we go. But guys, I'm excited, so let's get this show started. We're going to see Soviet artillery, Finnish artillery as well, weakening the attackers and defenders. You're going to hear artillery shells land here along the lines as well. It's going to be quite brutal. Oh, you heard one there on the left side. Here comes hundreds of Soviet infantrymen attacking. Oh. Now the machine guns. The riflemen are opening up. First wave here will try and break through the outer perimeter, try and at least get to the tank obstacles where they can find some cover. Here comes a platoon of armor on the right side of the screen. There should be another one further north. Let's have a little look at the Finnish perspective before we move over to the Soviet side of things. We're going to start here on the right side here. We have a K-32 currently working on Soviet infantry. Oh, you can just see the trees being hit, throwing shrapnel everywhere.
Panzeri!
Oh, this machine gunner has already died. What a unfortunate turn of events. That's a rather lucky shot to get a bullet into that small viewport. That's the Lahti machine gun. A lot of guns were called the Lahti. That's the Lahti machine gun. We've got the Lahti pistol. We've got the Lahti AT rifle, which is probably the most famous out of all those weapons. Oh, I spot a T-28 coming in. Oh! The Finns do some turret tossing as well. Lahti here under the log. Oh! Oh, that is a nasty way to go. T-28 is going to be a problem if they can't disable it. The howitzer here seems to be disabled. The K-32 is down. What more AT weaponry do the Finns possess here in this sector? That might be a weakening blow to the defenses early on here if they can't bring it down. Over here on the left side, let's see how they're doing. AT gun working. We'll see if some howitzers in the rear can target that T-28. Okay, looking good. Let's turn over to the Soviet side of things and watch their assault. It seems very dead here on this line. This right side of the Soviet assault has been thoroughly neutralized here for the first wave. We have some infantry around here. They're waiting for more companies to move up. The Soviet infantry with the Budinovka hat, which was used by almost all infantrymen during the Winter War. Bullets landing everywhere here. Oh! Oh, crazy. The bullets are grazing over the dead soldiers, hitting the snow, impacting the bodies. Here comes the second company. I believe they've knocked out the T-28. It seems like its crew hatch is open up top. It seems to have taken a shot to the front. Oh, nasty hit there of some shrapnel killing infantry in the rear. You will spot some shells impact, just throwing shrapnel out across this, the snow. It's an awesome viewing experience. Don't tell me he just died. Nope. He's taking fire all right. You see all the bullets impacting the concrete structure. But that's a valuable position to maintain. He's going to do a lot of damage if he stays alive. This K-32 has been disabled as well. It is not looking good for Soviet AT as we speak. I mean, sorry, Finnish AT. Howitzer down here as well. The tanks seem to have targeted the guns first, and that they would be doing it right in doing so. But the Finns do have the mortars and heavy howitzers in the rear. This K-36 is still active, and that is going to be a valuable gun to the Finns here on the right flank. Let's move over to the Soviet perspective again. Fly across the battlefield and look at some of the infantry up close and see what they're going through. Oh. The officer here is trying to rally his men to push up. While himself backpedaling. It's almost ironic how the officer backpedals and the infantrymen advance. Let's see if his fellow colleagues now can encourage him to move up. He doesn't want to be considered the coward out of the three, but he does seem to be of higher rank based on the fact that he's wearing a fur cap. Soviet infantry getting very close now to the center here. Some are even breaking the first perimeter. This is very cool to have some infantrymen here crawling among the barbed wire. I think he might try and crawl below, but we're going to see him come around. Oh! He's going to be killed by a mine. Unlucky, unlucky. Big explosion. Lots of artillery still active here in the sector, targeting infantry and armor. But it looks like the infantry will have a breakthrough there in the center, as almost predicted. The left flank is keeping the enemy infantry at bay. There's a man with a Summa 31 submachine gun. An officer. Probably directing artillery here. He's got his radio man next to him. Oh, there goes the last of the crew of the K-36. They're out. They're out. K-32 crew on the right side is out as well. AT capacity is at a minimum right now here in the Finnish defenses. We'll have to rely on the mortars and artillery. We'll see if the light armor can even break through these tank obstacles. It's unlikely. This fight will likely be won, if at all, by the Soviet infantry, which is now massing heavily here in the center. They're starting to make more progress on this side, and they're getting to the trenches. I hear trucks. I hear trucks. Finnish reinforcements have arrived. Some reserves deployed to the line. In the nick of time here, that command bunker took a big artillery strike. Oh, they walked on a mine there. Big explosions here in the rear line.
This is something I like to do, and I'll do it because I like to do it. It's so cool looking. It is fantastic. It is almost addictive. Unfortunately, it's a small magazine. Well, we're doing some damage. Look at all the artillery landing. Oh, a lot of infantry coming up on that left side. Let's try and hit their flank. Oh, a little bit out of angle. Oh, we're hitting him there. We're gonna let him do his business. Right side still holding. Center is about to fall. It looks like Soviet infantry has pretty much breached the first perimeter. They're gonna get in here, topple the command bunker. Not looking good at all. Oh, big explosions here in the center. And the Soviets are starting to overwhelm the left flank as well. They're getting in now. The trenches look empty, deserted almost. It's looking awful for the Finns here on the left flank. They do have the rear line, though, to rely on. Big explosions there. But the Soviet attackers are still at a threat. Finnish bullets are targeting everyone out here, despite taking several losses in their own trenches. Look at the Soviet right flank. That'll probably help. Some Soviet armor is still active. In fact, I see several tanks with their turrets active, acting as static weapons here to support the Soviet infantry attacking. They're not going to move further due to the tank obstacles and the potential AT mines. Finns are miraculously still holding the center here. Soviets are trying to get around on both sides. Oh. They're getting closer now. They're in the trench. Oh, look at the trade of grenades. Oh, he got killed though before. Those 2 grenades are landing pretty nicely. Oh. He was just about to throw it back and he got killed. Oh. See him running over there. He's running straight in. Let's look back here where we have more active defenders. These guys are now going to be targeting the... Oh, look at that. The attackers there by the main entrance. Mortars back here. Are they active? I believe so. They don't seem to be targeting anyone as we speak. Might lack coordinates. I like this sort of... Oh! Finnish soldier in that bunker made quick work of the attacker. Wow. He's gonna try and get a grenade in there. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, but he didn't die. The concrete soaked up the explosion. Oh. There we go. Commissar made quick work of him there with his PPD. Is it a PPD? It's not. I believe it is. It's the older variant. Which was a copy of the Summa, I think. He's gonna even move into the bunker to clear it out. The explosions are starting to die down. Howitzers still working. I'd say this attack on the left side is very inconclusive. I can report that the Soviets have not been able to break through here. The center is what is at risk, but I have to mention the fact that it's starting to dwindle here with Soviet troops. If they break through and make their way further in, then it's a Soviet win. Let's see if the remaining Finns here can hold the last Soviet attackers back. They seem to be encouraged here in attacking. It's going to be a close one, guys. And I like when it ends like this, in this close quarter fighting. We've got 2 grenades being thrown. Run! Oh. Let's get this crew off. I like to do that with mortars when it gets close. Have these guys actually defend their position. Nice. I'm gonna do the same quickly with these 2 guys. I haven't scripted it enough to send these guys to the right side. And these mortarmen are not doing anything either, so let's push them up a little bit. It's unfortunate, but it is the way it is. We got another Lati there. This guy isn't doing anything either, so let's get him off. Sometimes they don't function, but I believe they've been active throughout the previous part of the battle. It looked like there were thousands of Soviets just alive a minute ago, or at least hundreds, but now it's just the numbers have decreased rapidly. I don't think they'll be able to take this. I'm hearing Finnish Lati machine guns back here. Do some work. Guys, I think we can conclude that there will be a second part of this battle. The Soviets will not have the manpower to break through. They're being picked off here in the center from the infantry in the trenches. There are too many rear lines back here, as a defensive line should have. There has to be second and third line, etc. Because otherwise, if they break through, the enemy doesn't have to worry about a second layer. They can just go left and right. Oh, that should have sealed the deal on that side. We're going to take a look at casualties while the rest of the Soviets cinematically make a withdrawal before the next assault on. Oh, I really just sent them to their death on landmines. Yeah, they've lost their momentum here on this side as well. Let's have a look at casualties. We're going to mark the Finnish casualties in yellow and the Soviet casualties in red. And you can tell that the Soviets did pretty much clear out. There's a line here, though, with some machine gunners and stuff. And of course, we have some trenches active here in the rear. This gun is still active. But the machine gunners defending the emplacements here did not really come into play. This position took some heat. Oh. You're looking at about a battalion worth of Soviet infantry that's just been mauled, demolished, and the tanks cannot advance. They're disabled or destroyed. What a crazy battle it has been. It is going to be a second one. I'll probably add some snow. I'll add a lot of tank wrecks around here with burning flames. I'll probably clean up the bodies. Let's pretend the snow covers them. I'll try and destroy part of the line here, the part of the trenches and everything, and to simulate a second battle. But of course, the defenders would have cleaned up their own bodies and removed their own destroyed anti-tank guns and replaced them with new ones. But the next Soviet onslaught will be heavier, it'll be deadlier, it'll be larger, and it'll be a victorious one, because we are indeed, having had a realistic first battle of the Mannerheim line, we'll have a realistic second battle of the Mannerheim line, which will be more of a last desperate stand here. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys soon again. Ciao.